Master Chen's Noodle House, an iconic location in the land of Ninjago. For years, fans have wanted this iconic location in LEGO form, and we finally did get it in Ninjago City Gardens. A bit smaller in scale, but we got it. As cool as the build is, I wasn't fully content with what we had, so I took it upon myself to make my own Chen's Noodle House. The entire build itself is 48 studs wide and 64 studs in length, and has way too many pieces to keep count of. Aside from the Noodle House, I even built the Noodle Truck, which we can take a look at first. The truck itself can semi-comfortably fit 2 minifigures and has fully open windows so that you can access the minifigures. I went for a much simpler design on the truck, which also matches the color scheme of the interior of the Noodle House. The overall design of the truck was also inspired by Brick Legends, whom y'all should definitely check out. The only difference is that I made mine slightly bigger. The back of the door opens upwards so you can put some items or minifigures in the trailer. The little clips here near the top of the door act as little handles so that you can open the door easier. Moving on to the Noodle House, we are first going to take a look at the giant Chen model that is placed at the very top. For me personally, trying to create an upscaled minifigure with arms and all was a little out of my skill set, hence why he is a little blocky, but I think overall design wise, it still captures the essence of what it looks like in the show. The hat itself was also a bit challenging, but in the end I got a design that I was quite happy with, even if it's a little flimsy. One of the very first things I worked on for the build was the sign, and although simple, I think it's very effective. The red really allows the Ninjago to pop out against the black background. Right below that, we have the front of the restaurant, which has a dark blue awning, a vending machine, a display case, a couple of poster advertisements, and of course the entrance. Moving on to the roof, a small challenge I faced when creating it was coming up with an interesting design that I was happy with, which I eventually did get. Also adding things I could add to the top to the roof to make it less empty. I ended up adding some solar panels, some Borg tech generator looking thing, and a vent. The whole roof is detachable, but before we start looking into the interior, I want to take y'all to a small section outside of the Noodle House. This here is the little backyard area we see in the show where the ninja find out that Zane is still alive at the beginning of season 4. It's a bit smaller in scale compared to the show, but that has to do with how big I wanted the whole building to be. With how little the space was, I was really limited to the detail I could add, so I just added some small bench to this side and the little strand that was shown in the show. My main focus was to really flesh out the interior of the Noodle House, which did have some compromises to be able to fit the entire backyard area. So because I focused so much on the Noodle House, I was only left with such a small area left over. So because I didn't want to make this whole backyard area too wide, I made it smaller. So everything here to the left I had to fill in with other things that weren't in the show so that this area wasn't also just empty, which we can now take a look at right now. So my first new inclusion to the whole restaurant was a kitchen. Even though you can prepare sushi in the actual restaurant, I didn't think it made a whole lot of sense that the noodles and pop stickers and etc. would be made in the same area. I saw no implication of a kitchen anywhere in the show, so I added it in the corner where I had that leftover space. Within the kitchen, you have a shelf for storage, a counter and a sink, a stove for them noodles, and a cool fridge, and some added decor. The kitchen also acts as the receiving area, which I'm pretty sure is unsanitary, but I was working with very limited space, so I'm just gonna overlook that. Right next to the kitchen is the bathroom, and honestly, there's not much to it. It's super small, it's a bathroom. Moving on. Starting off at the entrance, we of course have the doors to the entrance. Immediately to the left, we have some posters and a menu for the restaurant. And right across that is a counter with the cash register for a speedy checkout. Moving on, we have the seating area and some shelves for storage. The shelves hold plates, chopsticks, soy sauce bottles, and water bottles, things that the staff would need at the ready for the customers. The tables across the shelves can seat up to 4 minifigures each. In the show there are a total of 4, but I only included 3 to not increase the length of the restaurant even more. Attached to those tables is the revolver for the sushi. There is seating all around except for the part of the revolver next to the kitchen and bathroom. There are some cutting boards and fridges on the inside of the revolvers. This of course is where the sushi would be prepared and immediately put onto the revolver. There even is a toolbox and a hidden sword under the counter because Skylar is always prepared for anything. Then looking at some detail on the wall, I added some posters on the wall between the kitchen and bathroom. I also added a giant bowl to one of the walls to match the bowl in the truck, but this one is upscaled. Then you just have a clock over here, alongside a security camera near the entrance of the restaurant and in the kitchen. Another challenging part of the entire build was adding these TV screens, which are attached to the roof. The challenging part was finding the right size for it and aligning it perfectly with the revolver. To represent advertisements on the screen, I just made each screen a different color. And here's the top view of the entire restaurant so you can get a better overall look of the entire thing. And that is my Chen's Noodle House MOC. The entire build was honestly super fun to make, and I'm really glad on how it turned out. I do feel like the one thing I do have to come back and fix is the Chen model at the front of the restaurant. I feel that as I grow as a builder, I will learn more techniques that can further my design, at least in this particular area. This building is only the start of my plan of a Ninjago city, and I have already started on another project that should hopefully come out soon as well. With all that said though, everyone, hope y'all enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, share this video with a friend, and I will see you all in the next one. Taco out.